Europe, Asia, Australia, North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Matthews, aka Matthew08 from Zambia. Right now in the heart of Russia, in Moscow, and I'm in the metro station. I'm going to show you one of the oldest metro stations that we have here in Moscow, called Kievskaya. It was built during the Soviet Union era, and everything is just related to the capital city of Ukraine, called Kiev. That's why it is called Kievskaya, and it has got the history of Kiev, or the history between Russia and Ukraine. This video I've been wanting to do it for so many years, so let's go and enjoy the vlog. This is the main entrance to Kievskaya metro station that you see, and you even see the head of the famous Lenin here is in Russia, because he is one of the most prolific and famous people in Russia, and you are going to find his statue in each and every city of Russia, if I'm not mistaken. Before, there was a big portrait here, or a mosaic, but they reduced it to the portrait or the mosaic that you can see. Kievskaya station is on the ring of the Moscow metro station, and this metro station was opened on March 14th, 1954 as part of the metro station. And I can say that this is one of the oldest and one of the outstanding metro stations that you can ever find here in Moscow. And this is the only metro station on the ring line that is not located in the central administrative district of Moscow. You are going to find 36 photos, and each photo or mosaic weighs about 8.8 megabytes. And these pictures, these photos that I'm going to show you, they depict Ukraine culture, or they depict how people used to live during the Soviet Union. That's why I said in my introduction that this video has got a rich culture between Ukraine and Russia in general. That's why it is even called Kievskaya Stanция. And you can see here there are so many people wearing traditional clothes, and that boy, it is in Ukraine as well. Apart from that, I would like to share with you how this project came to fruition during the Soviet Union, or the history of the station project. As you can see, Ukraine and Russia, they are one of the major producers of wheat in the world, and you are going to see that in these pictures, or in these mosaics, there are a lot of mosaics depicting people growing or dealing with wheat here and there. These are some of the interesting things that you can see: people sharing moments, people doing all sorts of things during the Soviet Union. The history of the station project is, how it started. One day, the famous Stalin, because he's the one who designed most of the metro stations that we have here in Moscow. He was just signing a draft metro scheme, and one day put a cup of coffee on the project papers, then resulting the imprint was to the linking or liking of the Secretary General, and in this regard it was decided to build another branch, which like the green one, the color of the line has just remained coffee, that is brown. And you can see how it looks here. It looks a little bit brown. There are two Kievskaya metro station that I'm going to show you, and you can see how this place is crowded. You can see that people here, they prefer using the metro than any other transport. Why? Because this is one of the fastest public transport. If you use a taxi, it is expensive and you take time. You can even see this is famous Lenin here showing people different things, and they are just looking at him. Under each and every mosaic, you are going to find writings depicting what was happening there, or what was taking place. You can see here it is people here, they are discussing something, and I just like the beauty of this thing. Here it is written Pushkin na Ukraine, which means Pushkin in Ukraine. So even Pushkin once visited Ukraine, and they've put his mosaic here, they've put his picture. That's why this station, it is very rich in culture. That's why this station, it holds importance, it holds great importance to both countries. And I'm quite inspired by how these mosaics were created and how they came to fruition. The people behind this marvel, the people behind this beauty. And this side, you can see now they even have modern metro stations that you can use. If you are watching from Europe, if you are watching from Asia, Australia, North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, leave a comment. What do you think about this place? If you've been here before, maybe in the 90s or maybe in the 80s, and you had an opportunity to use this metro, leave a comment. Is there anything that has changed, or it is just still the same? I would like to hear from you. What amazes me here the most is the architectural design, and how this thing came to fruition, or how they were planning on building these mosaics that you can see. Kievskaya metro station, one of the most outstanding metro stations in its architecture. This one, it's a true thing, because the way it looks, the way everything was just designed, it is on another level. That's what I can say. Many styles and fancy elements are in these metro stations are quite intertwined here. Mosaics, stucco, ceramics, bas relief, Soviet symbols, everything is just dating back to the Soviet Union, to the Soviet era. The main direction is Ukrainian national motifs with the floral ornaments and stucco, the style characteristic of the Ukrainian Baroque of the 7th century. Just imagine all these things, they date back during the 17th century and during time of Ukraine etc. In general, the station's decoration reflects the theme of the friendship between Russia and Russian people and Ukrainian people. That's why it is even named Kievskaya metro station or Kievskaya stanция. You can see Baribaza Sovetskaya Vrast na Ukraine. This one, it is also written in Russia, fight for the power of people in Ukraine. You can see our mothers here holding kids. You can see other people. In the nutshell, I can say that this is one of the most outstanding, prestigious metro station that you can ever find here. I'm not saying that others are not good, but this one, I just like it more because it depicts a lot of things that needs interpretation, interpreting each and every mosaic here. It can take years. You can even see the head of the famous Lenin here, showing him there. And area at the station, among the mosaic paintings, there was 7 with the image of Stalin, the guy who designed most of the metro stations that you see in Russia or in Moscow during the Soviet Union. They were restored in the 60s in connection with the depicting of the curve of Stalin's personality. Currently, some mosaics paintings show the traces of the mashing of Stalin's portrait. The mosaic is noticeably larger in size. It was decided to leave the only image of Lenin. I think you even saw there when the video was starting, I showed you the head of the famous Lenin, and here again you can find wheat, people touching wheat, showing what they are cultivating, showing what they are growing, because in Russia they mainly grow wheat, in Ukraine they mainly grow wheat, and this one it is written Druzhba Ruski Ukrainsky. So it is showing the friendship between Russia and Ukraine. As I'm saying that this place is quite rich in history between Russia and Ukraine. It was decided to leave the only image of Lenin. However, one picture still retains Stalin's profile in the picture. The unification of the entire Ukrainian people, and I'm in love with this place. I love the way it looks, and you can even see people how they are moving. This city is quite crowded. It has got the population of over 20 million people, meaning it is one of the biggest cities in the world that we have. So I'm just walking you through this old beautiful vintage metro station called Kiev station here in Moscow, and they have opened a lot of new metro stations that you'll find interesting. When I have time, I'll go around and show you the newest metro stations that they opened here in Russia. This is one of the oldest metro stations that you can find here in Moscow, called Kievskaya. But the vintage, the mosaic, the way it looks, it is very good and still up to date. And I'm taking you to another station. This is the first one. There is 5 and 3. I hope this video is interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have finally crossed over to the next station, because there are 2. The other one that I showed you, it is 5, and the other one that I am about to show you, it is number 2 here. And you can even see always people here are in a hurry. They are always rushing, and I don't know where they are rushing to. And you find that most of the people who use the metro station, they are always in a hurry. And first we are going at the far end there. We see how beautiful it is. We see these drones, and in this metro station we are going to find they just show people working together as one. And this is one of the pictures that you can see here, and people here as a family, because family is the backbone of every country. Family is the backbone of every community, every place. And what I can say is the architectural innovations were not used by the Ukrainian groups of architects. The main stylistic and engineering principle of work for them were the pylons expanding at the top and the parabolic vault borrowed from Polyakov, the architect of the metro. So meaning it was they put ideas together. You can see maybe this is the doctor or the lab technician. They are doing experiments of different things, and here you can see mothers. I like the design, I like everything. Is so refreshing. It makes you think and start thinking like you are also part of the Soviet Union. That's what I'm feeling at the moment, walking down through this Kievskaya metro station. As we all know that Kiev is the capital city of Ukraine, and it was part of the Soviet Union era. And what I would like to say is, the subtle ornamental grids of the stations forms resemble the design of another station. There is another metro station which almost looks like this one. The track walls and the lower part of the pylons are lined with the marble of the Koaloga brand, and the floor is lined with grey granite slabs. I think you saw when I was coming, the slab is grey because they used the grey granite slabs to make this place, and this is what we are viewing. Otherwise, I've been wanting to do this video, and here it is showing people harvesting their products, harvesting their crops after farming, because in Russia, in Ukraine, they do farming a lot. As I talked about wheat and other products, of course you'll find that people are doing different things, and on this one it depicts the Ukrainian traditional clothes that they have. So these are some of the traditional clothes that they have in Ukraine. Probably if you've been to Ukraine, you are watching this video, please confirm, is this the traditional Ukrainian clothes? I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear the story, because personally I've never been there. And here it depicts, of course, people working together as one, promoting unity, promoting the country at large. This one, it is showing kids at the kindergarten attending school, and these are some of the teachers teaching or taking care of them during that time. That's why I'm saying that each and every picture has got its meaning. Here you find a lot of things, or you find a lot of meaning behind each and every picture, or each and every mosaic which is here. Otherwise, I've enjoyed touring this place. I've enjoyed the history which is shared between these countries, and how they came about to build this metro station called Kievskaya metro station here in Moscow during the Soviet Union. And simultaneously, I would like to say thank you very much for always coming back to my channel. Thank you very much for always watching my videos, because it really helps for this channel to grow each and every day here, because the algorithm so helps. And we continue looking at some of these pictures and what is happening here. You can see these are some of the meetings. Someone, they meet with the chess player and they give them flowers as a welcome. It's a tradition in Russia, mostly when someone has come from a place, from another place, maybe they went for the competition, they usually give them flowers when they are still alive, which is very important to give credit to someone when he's alive. And here just showing women collecting maize, collecting pumpkins, collecting cabbage from their plantation, which is a very important thing. And of course, how can this station be without depicting people in the wheat field here? And these women are collecting the wheat. These women are collecting whatever they planted during that time. So this is the famous Kievskaya metro station that we have here in Moscow, showing the life and rich history, or how people used to live in the Soviet Union. And women here, they are collecting apples, because they grow apples in Russia, they grow apples in Ukraine. It is kind of and they export these apples to different country. It shows that even from the onset of everything, women were involved at large. At the beginning of everything, women used to take part in everything. And here they are, it's a factory, they are working in the factory, making sure that the economy of the country is moving, making sure that men are leading by example, by doing the needful work here, which is very important, which has led to the development of these both countries. And you can even see how people are just moving from one station to the other, and it is very easy here to connect to another station if you want to connect. And once you enter, you don't need to pay again. You can switch metros, there is no problem. These are the famous fishermen who were fishing during that time, and they have caught different types of fish. They are very big, and it was very important during that time to have enough food, to have enough produce, so that people, they don't sleep on empty stomachs. As we all know that these both countries are very rich in culture, here are the students learning how to paint these portrait, or how to paint these clay pots that you can see they are holding. You'll find that there are a lot of vintage cups, there are a lot of vintage table spoons, and these are the students learning how to do it. And probably these are also going for classes, going for lectures. That's what I can say in my opinion, because it seems like there is a hidden meaning that needs an interpretation, and I am just walking around to show you some of the interesting things that you can find in this place, in this Kievskaya station. And these are also maybe learning how to make portraits, how to make carpets using cotton wool, using different things. I think during the Soviet Union, people were involved in different activities, were involved in so many things. Life was moving at a faster pace, and likely today it is all about gadgets, phones, etc. But during that time, people had time to share precious time with their family. And these are some of the traditional Ukrainian instruments that you can use to produce sound, that you can use to make music. And these women probably, and one man, they are learning how to do this. And I have felt so comfortable, I felt so inspired after visiting these two Kievskaya stations that they built in the Soviet Union in 1954, meaning it is even way older than me. It is even way, I can go there maybe twice if I'm not mistaken. It is twice my age. And now it's time to go back home. I hope this video was quite informative. You've learned one or two things here in Moscow, or in this metro station, why it is called Kievskaya metro station, and where the name came from exactly. Wow, it has been a refreshing vlog that I've made looking at this metro station here in Moscow called Kievskaya, because Kiev is the capital city of Ukraine. This is the vintage, you feel the vintageness of this place. Despite it being constructed during the Soviet Union, it still looks beautiful, it still looks amazing. Otherwise, thank you very much for always coming back to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much. See you in my next video. It was your boy Maskins, aka Macho08. Ciao.